Hello, fellow bass aficionados, and welcome back to another segment of the Lowdown. Today we'll be looking at every bassist's favorite pedal, the Octaver. And I brought with me the Micro POG by Electro-harmonix, MXR's Bass Octave Deluxe, Octabass by EBS, and of course, the Bass OC2. After we look at all the pedals, I'm going to be rating them with the low and low down signature patented steekometer. And this is, of course, a very scientific method of measuring how funky these pedals are that I didn't just make up while shooting these videos. Alright, let's get to it. So let's start first with the Micro POG by Electro-harmonix. Now this is a cool pedal, which is the smaller version of their bigger POG. And it comes with sub-octave as well as an octave up. And that's great for, soloing or any kind of stuff that you want to do like that. So let's hear just the regular dry sound. Alright, sounds pretty good. So what I'm going to do is just turn it up halfway, and let's hear how that sounds. Okay, cool. So let me just crank it all the way up now, and let's hear how that sounds. Alright, that sounds pretty good. So let's just turn that down, and now let's turn the octave up to halfway and see how that sounds. And now I'm just going to turn it all the way up, and let's hear how that sounds. Cool. Now what I'm going to do for all the Octavers, including this one, is I'm going to turn down the dry all the way, and I'm going to take up the sub-octave to about midway, just to see what kind of synthy sounds we can get out of these pedals. Alright, let's hear how it sounds. Cool, now I'm going to turn up the high a little bit, and let's see how it sounds with that. Cool, now those are the pretty basic functions of the Micro POG. Next we have the MXR Bass Octave Deluxe, and it has a lot of cool options on it, including this mid plus button, which basically boosts the mid. So here's the dry signal. Now if we press the mid plus button, this is what we get. And that adds about 850 hertz of what they call mid-range pop. There's also a growl knob and a girth knob. Now let's mess around with the growl knob for a minute and see how that sounds. Cool. Now let's turn the growl knob all the way up and see how that sounds. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is turn the growl back down, and we're going to focus on the girth knob, and let's turn that up about halfway and see how it sounds. Cool, kind of adds a little bit more depth. Now let's turn it all the way up. Cool, it fills out pretty nicely. So what I'm going to do is just turn both knobs to the center and hear how they sound pretty evenly. Alright, what I'm going to do is turn the dry knob down to about 9 o'clock and see if we can get a nice synthy sound out of both knobs. Alright, not bad at all. So what happens if we add the mid plus button to this mix? Cool. So if you want a bit more definition with the dry down, just turn on the mid plus button. Now what would happen if we cranked both growl and girth? Awesome. What I like about the MXR the most is that the tracking's really good and the sustain's really excellent when you need it. Let's move on to the next pedal.